Correct. We are joined now by Donald Trump's running mate, Indiana Governor Mike Pence. Governor, good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
1 week ago today, we heard Donald Trump, in his own words, brag about making unwanted sexual advances on women. And now we have 6 women who've come forward saying, in fact, that was more than bragging. He did those things to them. You've heard what they've had to say. You've read it. Do you believe these women?
Well, let me say first and foremost, I think Donald Trump, particularly Sunday night and over the weekend, showed his heart to the American people. He apologized, said he was embarrassed for words that he had used 11 years ago. And I think that was right.
But I want to take us past that and go to what these women are claiming. Do you believe them?
You know, what I would say is these are unsubstantiated allegations. I think the reality is that Donald Trump yesterday categorically denied that these things ever happened, and I believe him. We've talked about it privately. I heard him publicly, and what we're going to do in this campaign is not allow the other side to change the subject to slanders and lies. We're going to continue to focus on the issues that really matter most to the American people. I think the reason why you saw 19,000 people come out for Donald Trump last night in Cincinnati, Ohio, is because American people know this country's in a lot of trouble. We've got to rebuild our military, stand tall on the world stage again, get this economy moving again.
And Americans deserve that conversation, but these are serious allegations. So let me just ask you, because you just said a minute ago, he has denied these allegations, and you believe him. He has also made another statement. He has said that he likes to grab women by the genitals, that he'll just go right up and kiss them. So there are 2 different statements that Donald Trump has made. You choose to believe one of them, where he denies the allegation. Why not take him at his word on the words that we hear and that are on tape?
Well, I
believe him.
Yeah, and Savannah, you know I expressed myself on that over this weekend, and the concerns I had about those statements. But I think he was right to say that he was embarrassed about that he was in a private conversation, and that
but you don't believe he does the things he says he does?
He said very clearly that it was just talk, that he regrets what he said 11 years ago. But these unsubstantiated allegations, which frankly are very similar to what the New York Times published 6 months ago, that was widely discredited in articles written by the very same reporters. I think all of these things, I would say to you as a dad of 2 daughters, as a public person, you always take these issues seriously. But these are unsubstantiated claims. Donald Trump has categorically denied them.
He's also said,
and we're going to work hard to continue to focus this campaign on the issues in the next 25 days that are about a stronger, more prosperous America.
He said that he has substantial evidence to prove that what these women are saying is wrong. Boy, if there's a time to come up with that evidence and show us that evidence, this is the time. Has he shown you that evidence?
Well, Matt, I think it's coming. And it's coming frankly, probably in a matter of hours. I know that Melania Trump, through her attorneys, has already reached out to one of the publications, People magazine, to call for a retraction
but that's different
about that
than
story
showing
from
us
12
evidence.
years ago. Well, just stay tuned. There's more information coming forward. But Donald Trump has made it very clear that he's categorically denied these allegations. He can't be more definitive than that. And the difficulty is that at this point in a campaign, it's astonishing to see, with all due respect, it's astonishing to see the enormous coverage of these really unfounded allegations, unestablished allegations, compared to an avalanche of emails coming out of Hillary Clinton's years as Secretary of State. We found out this week through one email that despite the fact that she said there was never a decision made at the State Department when she was Secretary of State to benefit their supporters or their donors, that there is now an email that shows that in the Haitian recovery effort after the earthquake, that the State Department was directed to remember businesses that were friends of the Clintons. That's exactly the kind of pay-to-play politics that she said never happened. And now we see hard evidence, not unsubstantiated allegations, but hard evidence that took place.
We have covered that story, and with respect, if she were here or Tim Kaine were here, we'd be asking her. If you're answerable for your campaign, they're answerable for their campaign. There's been a lot of talk, particularly by Donald Trump, but also sometimes by you, about the accusers in Bill Clinton's past.
Right.
And I guess my question is, voters are trying to figure this out, and it's really difficult. And you have claims on all sides. Do you think, in fairness, that the Donald Trump accusers And the Bill Clinton accusers, who we saw at the debate the other night that Donald Trump brought, do you think they're all entitled to the same presumption of believability, that they're telling the truth, all of them?
Well, I think we should always take these kind of allegations seriously and respectfully. But in the case of Bill Clinton actually admitted to being involved with a 23-year-old intern at the White House named Monica Lewinsky when he was president. Bill Clinton actually paid a settlement of over $800,000 to one of those women.
Donald Trump has paid
in a very real
settlements.
sense, the claims against Bill Clinton now for decades have been quite well chronicled in books and in history. They've been quite well substantiated. And frankly, those women have gotten scant attention this year or in previous years from many in the mainstream media. So my view is that those claims have largely been established through the record of history. But the people need to know that these unsubstantiated allegations have been completely denied by Donald Trump, and we're simply not going to allow this campaign to be drawn off to defending slander and lies. We're going to focus on the things that will make America great again.
Let me compliment you. Everybody says you are a really good guy. You are a really intelligent guy. You're a guy of faith. You have said that you're a Christian first, a conservative next, and a Republican last.
In that order.
And yet there are some people looking at your loyalty on this issue, Governor Pence, and the fact that you say you believe him and you don't really believe these women, and they're wondering if you aren't putting your loyalty to the Republican Party and to this man, Donald Trump, ahead of your faith and your gut and your heart. How would you answer that?
Well, I would answer it first and foremost that part of my faith is I believe in forgiveness. When Donald Trump apologized this weekend to the American people, I believe in extending grace, and I think millions of Americans do as well. But let me be very clear that in this case, I think it's very important, as I said, as a dad of two daughters and as a public person, that you take allegations of this nature seriously. But it's important to establish that these are unsubstantiated allegations, and frankly, there'll be more information that comes out on these things. And Donald Trump has made it very clear that he has denied these things categorically. And for all the world, Matt, I truly do believe that this looks more and more like the kind of thing that comes up in campaigns, the kind of accusations that fly in the final weeks of a campaign, when at the end of the day, the 19,000 people that came out in Cincinnati, Ohio last night, the thousands of people that will be out at our rallies over this course of this weekend, they know that this country's in a lot of trouble. I mean, we have Iranian warships moving now alongside the border of Yemen. We have missiles being fired from Yemeni militia that were provided by the Iranians at U.S. warships. We have radical Islamic terrorism. 2 police officers shot in Boston. We have an economy that is struggling and failing millions of Americans.
Can we go back to this
and
issue
people know
of
we've
faith?
got to have change. That change only comes if we elect Donald Trump as president of the United States.
I wanted to just end on a grace note and this issue of faith, because frankly at my church, I think people are truly divided, and we hear that message of forgiveness and mercy and grace. Would you agree that the same measure of grace and forgiveness that many people are willing to extend to Donald Trump, that as Christians people should also extend that to Hillary Clinton or to Bill Clinton? I mean, what would it look like? What would this campaign look like if all that grace were applied equally?
Well, I think it's a wonderful question. But in the case of Hillary Clinton, with what we're seeing in these emails is a very different Hillary Clinton behind closed doors than we've seen in public, and we've heard no apology for that. When she advocated for open borders at a speech in Brazil, when she advocated for socialized medicine at a speech in Canada, and now when we hear that they were directing contracts in the Haitian recovery effort to friends of the Clintons, all we get is silence, all we get is denials. So, the beginning of grace is an apology, and frankly, we're still waiting for Hillary Clinton to apologize for being a different person in private than she is in public.
With all due respect,
and Donald Trump and I are going to continue to speak boldly to the American people about this challenge.
Donald Trump is a very different person in private than he is in public as well.
Well, I understand that, and let's be very clear. He's categorically denied these allegations. These are unsubstantiated allegations, Matt. There'll be more information that comes out on these in the hours and in the days ahead. But I promise you, this campaign is going to continue to stay focused in the next 25 days on the issues that matter most to the American people: security, prosperity, the Supreme Court, and I think that's why you're going to continue to see tremendous momentum evidenced in these incredible crowds driving toward November the 8th.
You are always generous with your time. We appreciate you coming by, Governor.
Governor, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.